guys? Today, this video is going to be about current gear, ideal gear I'd want for PvP, specs, compare Tier 1 and T2 so you can see the differences, and I'll probably talk about pets as well, all the way up to Phase 4. Um, Originally, I was supposed to take like a 2-month break from the game. There was something outside the game I had to work on, and I ended up taking a 5-week break. So with that being said, I'm back. A third Phase 2 video, my fourth video, will be coming out soon, and I have enough clips for Phase 3. And I also finally spec'd out on my raid spec for Phase 3. I did 0, 24, 27. And I actually had counterattack for it, but with melee leeway, counterattack was proccing when I was too far away to use it. So I just took the point out and put it somewhere over here, I think. And I'm going to try that before Phase 4 hits. So anyway. Ideally, I'd want to get full tier 1. Full tier 2 I'm going to try, just because it's full tier 2. I mean, all this, it's an upgrade stat-wise, but the A piece proc doesn't happen as often. It's a low proc chance from what I'm getting. So I have rank 7 gloves and boots. If the A piece is really not that great on proc chance, I'll probably personally end up using the rank 7 gloves and breastplate when I get it. So all the enchants, I'm just gonna show you my current gear, and then I'm gonna say, you know, ideal gear. And it's gonna be tier 1 or tier 2, with the exception of the rank 7 and 8 piece that I mentioned. Other than that, I'll go over off pieces and weapons, rings, trinkets. But yeah. So these are all the helms I have. I have 6 out of 8 Giant Stalker. Need 2 more to get. Crown Destruction. I've had it for a little while. I should have put 100 HP enchant on it and use it inside the Dragon Stalker for PvP probably. But real quick before I go any further, let me just go to Zul'Grub. I'm going to show y'all the enchants. This is for your helm and legs. You're going to just use this. Zul'Grub's next Wednesday. So I'm not even going to worry about the other enchants. Y'all know what they are: 8 agility, 8 stam, or 100 HP. Personally, I would use 100 HP if you don't have these, but that's just my opinion. And these are the shoulder enchant you're going to use. You currently have 5 resist and 1 school from Argent Dawn, and then your Exalted you have 5 all resist, and then you have this as your option. I like Shadow Resist, and then obviously you use plus 5 all if you have that, and then this. As far as things out of Zul'Grub, item-wise, one thing I mean, maybe you want to get Zenrock. I'd rather have Lock Delar personally, my personal opinion. 2% crit, the intellect, the nature resist is worth more than 2 stamina, and it hitting harder. 72 attack power versus 2 crit. I mean, I'd rather have the 2 crit personally. Zenrock's gonna hit harder for sure though. Heart of a car, I'm sorry. Drops every time, just like the head of Nefarian and Nyxia. You're gonna want this trinket, and then these 4 bosses right here. They rotate every week, and you have to summon them. I assume it drops only off Rentaki, mostly because the trinket has his name in it, or her name in it. Rentaki's Charm of Beast. I mean, just look at that. Thing's a beast. It's big burst potential. Other than that, there's not really anything else I want off the top of my head out of Zul'Grub. Assuming you're getting everything you want out of Blackmane Lair and Molten Core. So let's just go back to the gear now. So tier 1 or tier 2 with the Zul'Grub enchant. And like I said, I want full tier 1. Full tier 2 I try, or I'll swap out those 2 pieces like I said. As far as next go, there is one Escandar's Collar is a good alternative to the Ani Tooth Pendant. You lose that 12 agility, gain more stamina, you lose that hit, but some of the certain gear sets you're not going to really need that hit in certain talent builds you're doing. So it's good to have other options. And the other alternative, Head of Nefarian. That's a lot of stam, 14 agility. You don't have the hit or the crit from the Ani neck, but that 7 defense I think reduces your chance to be crit. So based off the tooltip, I'm not quite sure if it does anything else other than that. I watched a video on this a while back, but I know the tooltip says that, so this would be a good alternative as well. It's just a lot of stam on it too. So already went over the shoulder enchants for y'all, Giant Stalker or Dragon Stalker. These are my current capes. No surprise here, but you're going to want to get the Rag Cape. 3 agility, there's a 15 shadow resist, and I think way up ahead, phase 5, there's a 1% dodge enchant you can get, but you don't want this. You're not going to want the Cloak of the Fire Maul because it's like 6 AP difference when you get in the crit from 22 agility, and you get those resist. I think the stam is about 1 what, if I had to guess. Yeah, same stam. I wouldn't worry about this. This is for rogues. I mean, you want to get it? By all means. Tier 1, Tier 2, rank 8 breastplate, like I said, I'm going to try to get +4 stats. I just like that. The rank 8 I might put 100 HP on, but I personally, on the tier gear, I'm going to put +4 all the way. Giant Stalker, Dragon Stalker, +9 stam. 2-handed weapons, I went over Zenrock, obviously Lock Delar, 15 agility. Some people put Weapon Chain, I'm not really fond of that. Nefarian, obviously, I'll take Ash Candy over Lock Delar and Zenrock. Put 15 agility on that, never look back. One-handers, I've been using this primarily. I use these two for PvE. I'm probably going to just start using the Quorum Tooth, just because the raw stats are better. This hits harder probably with Raptor Strike, but the stats are really good. The Trash Axe out of Blackwing Lair, Doom's Edge is good. I'd probably use that over everything else. Put 15 agility on it. Offhand, 4-block Medicine Pouch, Skull Impending Doom. Rock Delar, +7 scope damage, and then no surprise here. Crossbow Smiting, +7 scope. Trinkets, I went over the Zul'Grub trinkets, and just gonna mouse over the rest of the trinkets I have. I haven't really tried to get Title Charm. I mean, it's on my list, it's on everyone's list, but and I've been only reason this is in here is because I've been trying to get Exalted with Arginon, and then the Arcanite Dragonling. I have enough crystals for it, so I just have to make it. Rings, I have the Tarnished Elephant rings also, but they don't have stam on them. I'm gonna use them for PvP. Nefarian drops this ring, and this is all personal preference how you want to do it, right? If you want more stamina, you get this ring. You get the neck from the Head of Nefarian, you know. Flame Gore drops the Circle of Applied Force, another good ring. And then you have kind of Molten Core, of course. You have the Quick Strike ring. Ideally for me, I'd like to get the Quick Strike ring and Don Julio's. Unless you're gonna do like Survival with Lightning Reflexes, AP and crit, good enough for me. Boots, minor speed, tier 1 or tier 2. I need to put minor speed on all these. I'm a rank 7 boots. These are just for rating. Tier 1, tier 2 leggings. Zul'Grub enchant. These are different belts I have. Rank 7, tier 1 or tier 2, +7 agility. So that cuts it on the gear and the different. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. You want the tier gear. If you can rank, get that. Obviously, the epic gear. That I personally would take full tier 1 over the blue set. My opinion. Obviously, you can do rank 12, 13. Do that. I don't have time to do that personally though. So obviously this is the spec I've been using for my raid, and all my videos except for the phase 3 video will have all been this. PvP specs. When I finally go 0.3120, this is going to be the spec I'm going to use. You can really, where you put these 20 points and stuff, survival is really the only tree where you really, for me, where I really can adjust where I put points, right? I'm not going to talk about Deep Beastal Wrath and Werven Sting, or even Lightning Reflexes right now. I'm not saying they're not. I'm not saying they're bad. I'll probably. I just don't prefer Werven Sting or Beastal Wrath. I'll probably try Lightning Reflexes at some point, but for now, I'm sticking to these 3 specs I got up here. So, entrapment, clever traps. I mean, you just have to customize this to your playstyle and what you feel comfortable with. I like Savage Strikes no matter what. I'm probably always going to get that. Trap Mastery, I really don't have. I can count maybe on both hands since the game began how many times I've had a trap resist, and I'm not even making that up. So maybe I'm just lucky. Some people I know have, it's really triggering, I guess, when I resist, but I personally, I did try that when I spec'd 0.2427, or like last week or the week before. I mean, and I had counterattack with that build. I mean, it was fine. I didn't have no issues with it, obviously, but for me personally, I'm gonna stick with this spec right here. I'm gonna show you next, um, but back to Savage Strikes real quick. Ideally, you want to never be in melee, but it happens. Maybe you're fighting in a close quarters area. You're dueling somebody. You have to run back because the duel's gonna forfeit. You're not always gonna have infinite room to kite, especially out in the world where you might aggro mobs, etc. So when you have to raptor strike somebody, you get that big two-hander, you just whack him over the head. And my current gear with Savage Strikes gives my raptor strike, I think, over 40% crit. And I just showed you all my current gear, so it can improve still. So just keep that in mind. This is what I currently have respec to. I already got some clips with counterattack, and I had trap mastery. Now I am gonna try this. And like I said, you really have a lot of options here. Um, you know, you survival tree, like I said, is really where you can move points around. Marks is always going to look like this. I mean, you're either going to go 21, 24, or 31, right? I mean, you're never going to put points in this, or this for PvP. I mean, it's just how it is. And I mean, maybe you want to try that. I'm just saying I never will. So, but this is what I'm currently trying. I'm gonna see how I like it. And like I said, it's the first time me specking it on Classic. Things are a little different from private server that I played on for like 8 months when I was playing Orc Hunter. But it's experimental. You're just trying out specs. So for my Intimidate Scatter spec, this is where people are probably going to disagree with me, and that's fine. This, like I said, is just my opinion. When I played private server on Elysium, I had an Orc Hunter full tier 1 with the Valley crossbow, and I played this spec solo queue, and I freaking loved it. I mean, I liked it a lot. You get like 35% dodge when you have Monkey up with that. If you're an Orc, you get this point back. You get 21% pet damage overall. I played this with a boar. I told y'all why I like Savage Strikes. You already got 15% multi-shot with tier 1. I mean, if you really want that point, I would just take it out of Savage Strikes probably and call it a day. If I'm playing with the tier 2, like I said, with the rank 7 gloves and the rank 8 breastplate, I get 14% multi-shot damage bonus. So the Beast Mastery part right here, some people get improved revive pet. I don't. I think people generally don't try to kill. When they see a boar, they don't really try to kill it. Maybe that's just in my head, but it seems that way anyway. I also don't want to put points in this because I want to make this build as strong as possible for a fight, not to help me get my pet back to go into the next fight. That's how I look at that. Now, if you don't want to play with a boar, because the reason I like the boar has the charge ability, it immobilizes the target for a second, right? So you tell the pet to intimidate. You start casting aim shot. The pet's by your side. You tell the pet to charge. It instantly zooms to the target. You get your aim shot off. You get your multi-shot off. You get an auto attack off. I mean, from there, concussive shot, you're kiting if it's a melee, you know. You can also use it as an interrupt on a caster. You can force mages to preemptively blink, and you can anticipate where they're going to blink when you put that stun on them, wherever direction they're facing, right? Getting an aim shot off against a mage, the only way you're going to get an aim shot off against a mage who has a brain is they have no blocks, or they're not even paying attention in a group fight, right? Against a mage 1v1, if they have their cooldowns up, it should be hard against a good mage to get an aim shot, is basically what I'm saying. But it's just an example. If you don't want to play with a boar, you can take 2 points out of Ferocity and put them right here. You can take the 2 points out of Savage Strikes if you want. I personally am going to take the 2 points out of Ferocity and put them here, because it goes from 15% to 50% when you do that. And one other tip I can give, have a max rank improvement pet. I mean, a min pet and a rank 1. The rank 1 is for when you want to dispel the pet. The max rank is when you want to heal the pet. So I'm going to move along here. So tier 1 versus tier 2. So all the red represents all the stats you're missing when you equip tier 1 versus tier 2. And this is that website 60 upgrades. So you lose the health, the mana, the agility. I think it's 1.3 something crit. All these resistances. You go to defense. That armor, 1% dodge. You get the 50% multi-shot. You get 1 more hit with tier 1. The HP is negligible, but I mean, and the tier 2 proc is not that high from what I've been told. So you really, it comes down to weighing that out. But without playing with both of them, I can't really say which one I prefer. On paper, the 15% multi-shot damage looks better based off of 60 HP difference to me. You get 1 more percent crit. That's nice always when you get more crit, but that's about it. And also, just to jump back, Band of Ikuria, you could use if you were doing the BM and scatter spec if you needed to hit. But once the Zul'Grub enchants come out, I just don't see you needing the Band of Ikuria. Because you're going to get 4% from the tier 2. And you're going to probably have Don Julio's. That puts you at 5. But I mean, if you have Band of Ikuria, you definitely can use that if you want more hit. If you need the hit. So I forgot about that one to say that. Last but not least, go check this website out. For pets, I like Broken Tooth. I have the boar from Razorfen Downs right here, this guy. Like this. And I would probably use a wolf for raiding. I'd probably get like a 1.2 attack speed wolf. I think they're one of these, I think. But I'm going to be rocking a Zul'Grub Bat, the boar I just showed y'all, and Broken Tooth come the ZG patch. Some people like the Wind Serpents. Personal preference. I can get into a video about pets, like a quick 5 to 8 minute video, but that's what I'm going to rock. The boar, Broken Tooth, and a Zul'Grub Bat. Wolf, like for raiding. Raptor does as much as a cat, but it doesn't have the attack speed, right? So I guess let me know if y'all want me to do something with the pets. It'd just be my opinion. But 20 minutes, it's just about up, it looks like. I want to confine that in 20 minutes. I'm going to make probably one more video going over like a channel update, and I'll do 2 more additional videos. Like I said, another phase 2 and then a phase 3 video. So be on the lookout for those, and I will talk to you guys later.